Hey guys, it's Gioia again, and I'm back today with another video about Dossier. So today I'm going to be talking about the second fragrance haul that I made from Dossier, which once again is a affordable fragrance company, an inspirations house. So they make dupes for designer niche fragrances that are $29 for designer and $39 for niche. If you haven't watched my part 1 yet, please do watch it, because in there I talk a lot about what to watch out for, exactly how the return policy works, and just some sort of tips and tricks for when you're ordering, and also the packaging and a lot of the other nitty-gritty technical details. So I'm not going to be covering that in this video again because I already covered that. And by the way, this is completely unsponsored. I have like 2 subscribers. Dossier doesn't know who I am. I bought these all with my own money, and in today's video, I'm gonna be reviewing 6 different ones. So I've decided to keep 3 and send 3 back out of this batch. And also, don't mind my background. I am an art student. This is my studio space, so I have a lot of art supplies that I shoved in the corner there. And on the left here, my sister's working on a puzzle, so that's why there's a puzzle over there. So without further ado, let's get into the review. So last week, I mentioned out of the fragrances that I reviewed, there had been 2 where I owned the originals, so I kind of was able to compare those for you. This week, there are only one of these did I used to own an original of, and that is Aquatic Peony. So this is the sample of Dossier's Aquatic Peony. So I did used to own Acqua di Gioia, although it's been a few years and I don't have it with me anymore. But I did watch in a couple of people's reviews, they were saying, it smells exactly like Aquatic Peony, but again, if you watched my first video, you'll know that when I compared 2 of my Dossier fragrances to 2 of the ones that I had the originals of, they all smelled like the original, but a bit more of a candied, sweeter quality. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it smells worse, it just means if you prefer that perfume with a candied quality, you might like the Dossier one more. So Aquatic Peony has top notes of mint, blackcurrant, lemon, aquatic accord, middle notes of peony, jasmine, and pink pepper, and base notes of cedarwood and labdanum. Now, right off the bat, I can tell you, I feel like it smells a little bit more sour than I remember my Acqua di Gioia smelling. That's not in a bad way, it's just, it's more citrusy, yes. Citrusy is the right word for it. Sour makes it sound kind of gross, but it's definitely a little bit more citrusy. I'm getting a little bit less of that cedarwood and labdanum, you know, the base notes, and I'm getting a little bit more of the top notes, of the citrusy top notes. So keep in mind, guys, I have worn this on myself for a day, so this is not the first time I'm smelling it, but I'm just doing this to refresh myself. So yeah, I do like it. It's a very sort of spring, summer fragrance, I would say. It's maybe unisex, leaning a little bit feminine. Again, I think anyone can wear anything, but I'm just saying this in the stereotypical sense of what is feminine in a fragrance. So that's Aquatic Peony, which I am planning to keep. The other one I'm planning to keep is Musky Green Tea, which is inspired by Creed's Silver Mountain Water. I was like, why am I forgetting what it's called? So the top notes are green tea, bergamot, and mandarin. Middle notes are petite grain, neroli, and blackcurrant, and the base notes are musk, sandalwood, and orris. I think this could be a decent signature fragrance, a decent everyday fragrance, office fragrance. I wouldn't really think of this as like a romantic date night thing, but I really like it. It's very unisex and leans a little bit more masculine. I definitely get the green tea with this, and it has a sort of citrus flower situation in the beginning, maybe. Yes, so like a mixture of like citrus flowers and green tea in the beginning. But right away, sort of after that initial sniff, you kind of get the woody notes, the musk and sandalwood that start to emerge. So neroli is orange blossom, and this has neroli in the middle, so I definitely get the orange blossom. So it's a very sort of outdoorsy, natural, crisp, clean fragrance with a very interesting musky, woody underlayer. And I do really like this. I'm going to keep it. This one is probably the least sweet out of all of the Dossier fragrances that I've that I've purchased. Yeah. Okay, so the third one that I am keeping is the Spicy Orchid, which is based off of Tom Ford's Black Orchid. So this one, I still actually have it in its box. The other two I threw the box away because this one I was on the fence about, and then last night I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. So this one I don't actually love, but it's very unique. I don't have anything else like it. So the top notes are cinnamon, pink pepper, and mandarin. The middle notes are Lang Lang, orchid, and plum, and the base notes are sandalwood, vanilla, incense, and patchouli. So I have not smelled Tom Ford's Black Orchid, but I was watching this other fragrance YouTuber, Maddie Glam, I think her name is. I'll link her in the description, but she was saying it smells exactly like Tom Ford's Black Orchid, except it lasts a little bit shorter, for a shorter amount of time. And she said that she sprayed one on one arm and one on the other, asked her daughter to sniff it, and her daughter actually tried to argue her down. She was saying the Dossier one is the Tom Ford. So that all seems very encouraging to me. And I will tell you, this Dossier Spicy Orchid lasts a long time for me. Okay, it's a lot more spicy, a lot more sweet than what I would typically wear in a fragrance, but again, it's just something I've never smelled before, and so that's why I want to keep it. In the beginning, the cinnamon is like very, very strong to me. I get the cinnamon and maybe a little bit of the pink pepper. It's like, it's very sweet, but in a spicy way. It's kind of like, you know, those sorts of fall spicy desserts, like pumpkin pie or cinnamon rolls, like the desserty sweet spices, you know? Like, it has that kind of a sweet vibe to it. But it doesn't smell like pumpkin pie. It maybe smells a little bit like cinnamon rolls, but it's a very sophisticated cinnamon roll. Right in the beginning, I feel like it's kind of the cinnamon is very strong. It's almost like a sticky sweet, but then the base notes begin to emerge, and what it dries down to is just like a cinnamony, cozy, spicy situation with a little bit of orchid and this very woodsy undertone, almost like wood resin. I do get kind of tired of it after a while. I would not wear this any other season than probably the winter and the fall. And Dossier has this listed as a unisex fragrance. I believe it does smell a lot more feminine to me than it does masculine in a stereotypical sense. But then again, I can see, there's a lot of guys I know that I can totally see pulling this off. I think it's just, I don't even know. It's just a very interesting fragrance. Yeah, and I am going to keep it. Okay, so on to the three that I won't be keeping. So the first one is Floral Rose, which is inspired by Labo's Rose 31 Eau de Parfum. So the top notes are rose centifolia and cumin. The middle notes are vetiver, incense, and cedarwood, and the base notes are musks, cistus, and amber. So I guess musks in general. I don't really know why musks as opposed to musk, but that's just what it says. So with the Floral Rose, I was very on the fence about this as well, but I decided to send this back. This is unlike anything I've ever smelled. Like, it smells pretty linear to me, but it's just very unique. Like, if I'm being totally honest with you, it smells like rose, fresh, spring, just bloomed rose mixed with unripe bananas. Like, it has a very strange banana note going on for it. And I've never smelled Labo Rose 31, so I don't know if it's the Labo or the Dossier, you know. But yeah, it kind of smells like someone mixed the rose petals with the rose stems, and then there's unripe banana in the background. From far away, it doesn't have a crazy sillage. It has like a medium sillage, but from far away, it smells like rose. But the closer and the closer you get to it, I get the unripe bananas. Okay, so the other one I'm sending back is YSL Libre, or it's based off of YSL Libre, and it's Floral Lavender. This one has top notes of mandarin, neroli, and blackcurrant. Middle notes of jasmine, lavender, and orange blossom, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and musk. This was not what I was expecting. I mean, when I was watching video reviews of it, of both Floral Lavender and YSL Libre, people were saying that this was like a sweet feminine lavender as opposed to like a masculine lavender. I don't really know. I mean, I guess what people mean by masculine lavender is the kind of lavender essential oil lavender. It's the more green manifestation of it, if you will. I mean, yes, it definitely was not the more green essential oil masculine lavender that I got, but it was a strange sort of lavender with an almost Play-Doh note to it. When I first sprayed it in the car, my mom was like, oh my gosh, this like gives me a huge headache. I was on a shopping trip with my mom and my sister, and they both did not love it. It has like a baby powder lavender. Like if you've ever smelled like the Johnson & Johnson products, or like, you know, those baby products that smell like lavender, they have a very creamy, powdery, slightly sweet lavender. Like that's the kind of lavender that I get from this. But I also get the neroli, because this is saying the top notes are mandarin and neroli. And I'm definitely getting that. And I'm getting the blackcurrant. Like I'm getting sort of berries at the top. The last one I'm sending back is the Floral Pair, which is based off of Jo Malone's English Pear and Freesia. Okay, so the Floral Pair has top notes of pear, bergamot, watermelon, and rhubarb, middle notes of quince, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, rose, freesia, and orange blossom, and base notes of woody notes, musk, and amber. When I was reading this, it made it seem very complex, but when I was wearing it, I also wore this one for a day, it did not seem quite complex. I mean, it smelled rather straightforward to me. It was this kind of crisp, clean, juicy pear in the beginning, backed with some of the flowers, some of the freesia, and I think if you sniff it again and again and really like fill your head with that smell, like have you guys ever sniffed like a perfume so much that it's kind of almost sitting like in your nasal passageways, so that when you exhale you smell it again? Like if you really get the scent stuck in your head, like in your face, I don't even know how to explain it, in your sinuses, when you're exhaling you do smell the musk. So the musk is like sitting, the woody musky notes are sort of sitting there somewhere, but really what I get is the juicy pear and the floral notes. I would say if you like if you like pear, I think you would definitely like this. So yeah, those are my 6 Dossier fragrances that I ordered in my second batch. And thank you guys again for watching and for the kind comments on the last video, and let me know in the comments what you would like to see from me next, because I was thinking that I could continue these fragrance reviews because I have quite a growing, maybe medium-sized fragrance collection, and I can tell you guys what my favorite fragrances were for the year, or favorite versus least favorite fragrances, or favorite winter fragrances, or I can do makeup videos. So yeah, perfume videos, makeup videos, skincare videos is really what I'm thinking about. So let me know what you guys would like to see next, and thank you for stopping by.